Chaos erupted in Utah just moments after what was meant to be an ordinary speaking event turned into one of the most puzzling and controversial incidents in recent American memory. Charlie Kirk's death at Utah Valley University has now become more than a tragedy. It's a test of public trust in federal institutions. Every day, new details surface that contradict the official account, painting a picture not of clarity, but of deliberate concealment. The FBI's version of events once seemed airtight. But now, piece by piece, it's beginning to crumble. Before we dive deep into the shocking evidence and unanswered questions that continue to surround this case, make sure you subscribe so you never miss the truth as it unfolds. The FBI wasted no time announcing a breakthrough in their investigation. Within just 33 hours of the shooting, Tyler Robinson was identified, located, and arrested. Officials called it a textbook example of coordination between federal and local agencies. They described a seamless operation, claiming that Robinson had fled the scene and hidden his weapon deep in a wooded area not far from the university. The gun, a .30-06 bolt-action rifle, was allegedly discovered wrapped in a towel. A nearby screwdriver found on a rooftop, according to agents, linked Robinson to his supposed escape route. The story spread like wildfire across national headlines. Case closed, suspect caught, justice underway. Yet, even in those first statements, subtle gaps appeared. The FBI confirmed finding DNA on the towel and screwdriver, but none on the weapon itself. Not a fingerprint, not a drop of sweat, not a trace of skin oil. For a gun that was supposedly fired at close range in a crowded venue, the absence of any biological evidence was baffling. Either Robinson handled the weapon with impossible precision, or someone went to great lengths to make it appear as though he had. This early inconsistency planted the first seed of doubt that would soon grow into a full-blown controversy. Those doubts only deepened once eyewitness accounts began surfacing. People who were standing near the stage reported hearing not a thunderous rifle blast, but a soft, muted pop, something that sounded more like a handgun with a suppressor than a hunting rifle. The .30-06 rifle, known for its piercing echo and bone-shattering impact, is one of the loudest firearms ever used in civilian settings. Fired indoors or near concrete structures, it produces an unmistakable crack that would send shockwaves through any crowd. But video clips from the event told a very different story. In every angle that surfaced, there was no visible muzzle flash, no smoke burst, and no discernible recoil from the direction where the alleged shot was fired. In simple terms, the sound, the visuals, and the aftermath did not match the rifle the FBI claimed was used. That single contradiction cast serious doubt on the entire case. Then came the autopsy report, the moment that shattered what little trust remained in the official narrative. Initially, there was silence from federal investigators. For several days, no autopsy findings were released to the public, and journalists who asked for updates were met with vague, ongoing investigation responses. Then, without warning, a report appeared. It revealed that the bullet fragment was found lodged near Charlie Kirk's shoulder blade, just behind his neck, never exiting the body. Experts were stunned. A .30-06 round is designed for deep penetration, powerful enough to pass clean through thick bone, or even steel plating at medium range. For such a bullet to stop mid-path inside a human body was not just rare, it was scientifically improbable. Forensic specialists quietly began questioning whether the projectile could have come from an entirely different weapon, perhaps of smaller caliber. This single detail dismantled the FBI's claim that the rifle found in the woods was the murder weapon. If the round didn't match the rifle, then everything about the federal timeline from weapon recovery to DNA analysis was built on a lie. What followed next was even more damning. Candace Owens, a close friend and colleague of Charlie Kirk, released a statement that challenged the government's version outright. She revealed that according to independent findings, Kirk was shot from the front, not from behind. That revelation destroyed the FBI's rooftop shooter narrative. If the fatal shot came from the front, it could not have originated from the building the Bureau claimed Robinson had used as his sniper position. Owens also noted that the entry wound pattern aligned with a much smaller caliber weapon, again, inconsistent with the .30-06 rifle. Her comments weren't just speculation. They were a direct challenge to the credibility of the entire federal investigation. In a single statement, she had turned a supposed open-and-shut case into one of the most contested crime stories of the decade. As more analysts and independent investigators examined the footage, a chilling new theory emerged. There might have been two shooters. One, they believe, was part of the narrative meant to be caught. The other, possibly the real killer, operated in the shadows. According to enhanced video analysis, a faint flash appeared near a lower-level window just seconds before the shot struck Kirk. The angle perfectly matched the autopsy's entry trajectory from the front. If that footage is genuine, it means the rooftop gunman might have been nothing more than a planted decoy, a diversion meant to draw public attention away from the true source of the shot. This theory would explain why the weapon found in the woods bore no matching DNA and why the bullet inside Kirk's body came from a different firearm altogether. It also raises disturbing questions about intent. Was Tyler Robinson framed from the very beginning? Was the evidence manipulated to create a quick, satisfying conclusion, while the real shooter slipped away unnoticed? What's most alarming is that every inconsistency seems to point in one direction: deliberate control of the narrative. From the FBI's rapid media briefings to the selective details released about the weapon, every move appeared orchestrated to maintain a single storyline, even when facts began to fall apart. Experts now say that the FBI's refusal to clarify key forensic data or release the full autopsy has only amplified suspicion. Public confidence, once firm, has eroded almost completely. Online investigators, journalists, and even former law enforcement officials now describe the case as one of the most compromised federal investigations in recent memory. For every official statement, there seems to be a contradicting piece of evidence. And for every attempt at closure, new questions surface. Today, the case stands at a crossroads. On one side lies the official version: swift justice, clear evidence, and a single gunman. On the other stands an avalanche of conflicting proof: a mismatched bullet, missing DNA, eyewitness contradictions, and expert testimony that all point towards something much darker. If the weapon didn't match, if the angle was wrong, if the sound was inconsistent, then what truly happened that day? Was it an act of chaos, or was it a carefully staged deception designed to hide the truth from the public? The implications stretch far beyond this single event. What began as the investigation of a tragic shooting has transformed into a national reckoning over trust, transparency, and the integrity of those tasked with protecting the truth. Every missing detail, every redacted report, every unexplained gap in evidence drives home the same unsettling message: someone doesn't want the full story told. Charlie Kirk's death, once described as a tragic act of violence, may now stand as a symbol of a much larger struggle between truth and power in modern America. Until every record is unsealed and every unanswered question confronted, the case remains a chilling reminder that sometimes the most dangerous weapons aren't guns, but silence. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and don't forget to subscribe for updates as we continue uncovering the truth that others refuse to see.